And welcome back, fellas. It is Friday, and I got two stories for you guys, one in the morning and then one later on in the afternoon. The one that we're going to be talking about right now is a Am I the Asshole story that involves a couple who's about to jump the broom. What I want you guys to notice in this particular Am I the Asshole story is the woman's actions, her determination to get exactly what it is that she wants versus paying attention to what her soon to be husband is going through. They're your boys, and you are all they have. You'll get an idea of what I'm talking about here in just a second. Without further ado, let's get into today's story time. Now, the title of this post is Am I the Asshole for Flipping Out Upon Finding Out That My Fiance Changed Our Wedding Date? And yes, fellas, this story does come from a woman. But for anybody that might be new to this channel and you never heard this type of content before, pay attention to what I say at the end. And the fellas who already been rocking with me already know why I always say choose wisely. She starts off, I am a female, 31 years old, and I'm currently engaged to my fiance, Caleb, who's 34. We're planning on getting married soon, but his 13-year-old son got diagnosed with a medical condition that requires months of treatment. He'll be receiving treatment next month. Caleb and I chose and agreed on a wedding date. I found out that recently he decided to change it. So notice right then and there that she said what's going on in the soon-to-be husband's life. His son is going through something. But notice how she then went to Caleb and I chose and agreed on a wedding date. Keep that in mind. I was so confused, especially when I heard it from one of his friends. I asked him about it and he said that it is true. He wanted to change the wedding date and gave these reasons. A, because he wants to focus on his son and his recovery and give him enough time to get his health back. B, he wants his son to be at the wedding looking healthy and happy. C, he doesn't want his son exposed to large crowds while recovering, so he thought the best decision was to put off the plans for the wedding till a few months later. Now, this is where her pure selfishness just takes over. I felt upset and couldn't help it, but started arguing with him and objecting to this decision. He argued that I am being selfish and short sighted and that I clearly did not care about his son like I say I do. Notice how me as a man used the word selfish, and then her soon to be husband said that her actions were selfish as well. But some of them do not care at all how you think. They just want what they want whenever they want it. I told him he was being unfair and treated me as if I'm happy with these unfortunate circumstances, although me and my family have been more than supportive. He told me that if what I am saying is true, then I should be on the road with this decision. That's some G shit right there. You know, I'm proud of him for that. I thought that was illogical because I now have to go look for other venues and make other arrangements because wedding reservations need strict timing and planning well ahead of time. He snapped and said clearly, a wedding is more important to me than my stepson's health. But I disagreed and explained that his son can still attend the wedding while he's on treatment, but he was having none of it. We had a fight and he went out. His family says he's being reasonable and there's no need to rush, but I feel like my opinions and thoughts were stomped on and ignored. Now watch this. Because he knows I have a specific date on my mind that is special to me, and if I agree to postpone it, then I won't get the same date unless I wait another year. Am I an asshole for my reaction? Did he present a valid argument. Now, fellas, before I give you guys my thoughts on this particular post has got well over 1,300 comments. You know, it's no way in hell we reading 99% of them. But I want you just to see a few of the comments and just show you just how selfish today's women can be. Now, before I get into the comments, let me just say this. I pay attention to the analytics. This is always going to be a man's channel. And I know there's some females who be watching this channel, but my point that I'm trying to really showcase here is just how selfish this woman can be. Now, if you're a good woman, you're an honest woman, you're a woman that's understandable, you're a woman that's going to be an asset to a man, you wouldn't behave like this. And if you're a woman that understands what I'm saying, I don't understand why you're not stepping up and telling other young ladies this. Just my thoughts. Now, the first person chiming in is actually a woman, and she's going to give her thoughts on this particular story. Let's read them out. Now, I don't know what the ESH is, but believe it or not, it took me a long time to find out what the WW meant as well. So I'll get there in due time. His child is seriously sick and should be a priority. See, that a priority should be the priority. But just change the date, telling people and not even tell you is also an asshole move. But original poster, you are definitely more wrong. And that's a woman trying to hold another woman accountable. But you can see the sister code in there is strong. They arguing about a damn wedding date. Now, like I said, I know some ladies tune into the channel. I get the idea of the wedding day and the preparations going into it, the financing, the scheduling, the timing of it all, and how it is so much of a drawn out process. But it's also your day and it's very special for you because as guys, we ain't really tripping about that shit. But you still should be a little bit more accommodating to your soon to be husband. Now, this is where things start to go left throughout all of the following comments. But you know, I ain't reading all the other comments. I'm just giving you guys an idea of how batshit crazy some of these women are. That's what bothers me the most. He changed the date without even discussing it first with the bride. Sure, of course, she can't write, worried and stressed out, but I see it as a huge red flag that he did this behind her back. Original poster, you should use this extra time to really think about your relationship and tell him the real problem is that he changed the date without telling you or asking for your input. Wanting to change the date was not unreasonable in the situation, but doing without your knowledge was unacceptable. Almost 3,500 upvotes. And it goes to show you there's a lot of other women out there that would think like this as well. Remember what I said in the beginning, fellas, about choosing wisely? In closing, they are your boys. You all they got in this world. Especially think about the world we've been living in for at least the last 10 years. The need is always going to be there for you to teach your boy how to be a man, but also to nurse him along in his health, to get him to where he could be strong and be right there beside you when you decide to walk down the aisle with this, what I would call a selfish woman. And any woman that doesn't understand that, she doesn't deserve to walk down that aisle alongside you. Choose wisely, fellas. I'm out. Peace.